and all those things. The problem is that life comes in between what we say in our head and what actually gets done. So what happens is we make deals along the line. We say, well, that dream didn't fully come true, so I'll just go around another way. Here's a dream that I had. I was daddy's little girl growing up. I couldn't do anything wrong. And when I was a little girl, I believed someday I would have children and I would live in a nice house. I didn't quite know what the house looked like yet. I didn't know quite how many kids I'd have, but it was all stuff I had out there in my future. And then my life came into play. You know, I was a pretty self-secure kid for most of my life, except I got caught up with my friends when they were doing things that I knew might not quite be right, but it wasn't hurting anybody, maybe including making fun of someone or calling somebody names. One time I was even busted by a teacher because I'd been writing notes about her for most of the class period, and she came out of nowhere and grabbed up the note that me and my friend Kim had been passing back and forth for several minutes by then. And so we'd written all kinds of things like who would look funny and who was wearing stupid looking clothes, and even what we thought of the teacher, which is always a bad thing to write on paper. But at any rate, she snagged that note and proceeded to read it out loud. Kim said to Cindy, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Then Cindy said to Kim, ba-ba-ba. I was like having a heart attack because the last sentence I just wrote was how I thought the teacher was a witch, and I wish she'd just shut up so we could read. I'm saying. So, talk about embarrassment. I still feel it right now in my body. I feel like that purple is coming up underneath my skin, and I'm thinking, God, Cindy, that was so dumb, right? Embarrassing. And when she said to us, as we marched out of class that day, Cindy, you are going to get a note or a call home to your parents. I knew my goose was cooked, right? No way to lie about this one. And sure enough, I paid the price. You know, my dad said to me, I told you a couple weeks ago when all those notes fell out of your purse, quit doing that. You're going to get busted. But, you know, in 6th grade, you're too smart for your dad, so you say, whatever, you know. Sure, Dad, you know, and I was off. But when I did get busted, I knew exactly what my dad had said to me a few weeks before. I was embarrassed. And so when my dad came home and said, I thought I told you, I said, you're right, you did. And when he put me on some slave labor, you know, like parents do, like that helps us remember. Because I remember I had to clean the garage, which was pretty pitiful. But anyway, when that was over, it was all good with my dad again, right? Even though I screwed up, I paid the price, it was over. You know, I wish more things in my life worked that way. I wish HIV was one you could get a do-over with. I mean, it was just a matter of saying, oh, crap, I got really close to that. I'm not doing that again. It'd be awesome. But there are no warning signals. There are no bells that go off. The problem with HIV is it is spread with body fluids that usually show up when we're not thinking about it. The foreign body fluids that carry trains